This is RLCraft, one of the most brutal mod packs ever made, and I wanted to see if I could survive 15 days in it, but after only a few days, I realized something. This mod pack wasn't just hard, it was completely unfair. But to delay no longer, welcome to RLCraft. Oh boy, here we go. I spawned in a forest completely clueless, and almost immediately I ran into these things. Yeah, I'm not going anywhere near those. See, in RLCraft, everything wants you dead. And it's not just the mobs. The temperature can kill you, dehydration can kill you, and as I would soon learn, so can parasites. Oh, what is that? What does that affect? I have parasites? While trying to avoid becoming dinner, I noticed something floating in the sky. A hot air balloon. And structures like that are perfect early game because they usually have loot, so I started heading towards it. But on the way, I found something else. A ruined building. I tried to find a way inside when suddenly a baby zombie. And apparently in this mod pack, sunlight doesn't stop them. So my only option was to run. Eventually, I stumbled into a villager camp where I got some basic loot, and after using the villagers as zombie bait, I finally managed to escape. What are you, a nymph? Can you give me regen? I didn't know it yet, but nymphs were maybe the most helpful mob. Their regen helps counter the new first aid system that gives each body part its own health bar. Anyways, after traveling some more, I saw a snowy biome and a structure in it, but I made my trip short, as I didn't want to freeze. In the tower was only a crafting table, but right by it was a village. I don't know if that's gonna want to kill me. I carefully approached the dinosaur and found out it was a friendly Aerosaur. I made my way into the village and looted it, finding food and some armor that I couldn't yet use. RLCraft makes skill points required for progression. For example, to wear the shiny new armor, I needed to get defense 8, but every level up costs XP. For now, this wasn't too big of an issue, as I had different priorities. There seems to be a ruined house off to the side of the village, and you know what? I'm making that my base, and I'll restore it to what I'm sure was former glory. I had a plan to renovate the house, but that wouldn't come around until day 2. I woke up in the attic freezing, so I walked over to the village to warm up, and to take a look at the bounties that I could complete. Most seemed too difficult for now, but I planned on coming back to complete some. I had to start making progress towards tools, but I couldn't just punch a tree. I had to break flint on some stone to make a flint knife and eventually a flint hatchet. And while looking for a tree to fell, I came across some weird little creatures called kobolds. You guys look like rats, but at least you're not attacking me. I chopped down my first tree, but while doing so, I spotted another village not too far away. Unfortunately, this place was a bust. I was really only able to get some armor that I couldn't even wear yet. What are you? I feel obligated to kill you. I think I'd do you a favor. I made it back to base and began patching up some of the holes in the walls. I feel like I'm on Flip or Flop. I wonder if that show's still going. It's not. I guess it ended a while ago too, in 2022. I should focus back up. Day 3 was dedicated entirely to home improvement. I gathered cobblestone, patched up holes in the walls, and started repairing the roof. It wasn't all glamorous though, but it finally meant I had a real base. Day 4 started quietly. I spent the morning killing mockas for food and gathering wood for the house, but eventually I realized something important. If I wanted to survive RLCraft, I needed XP, and a lot of it. So I headed to a well that I found earlier, thinking it might be some kind of a dungeon. What is down here? Oh, it's just a well? While climbing back up though, things went wrong. Oh, gravel? Then it got worse. That lava might be a problem. And then even worse. Oops. Eventually I fell all the way down. Luckily, I hadn't brought much with me, which made what happened next a lot less painful. I guess there's nothing to do but give it a leap of faith. It was well-intentioned. Luckily, I planned on not returning with my loot, so I only brought some food, a stone rapier, and a wooden pickaxe. Somehow, in the heat of the situation, I had just forgotten that I had my pick with me. What's done is done, so to make up for my loss, I mined some more stone to stock up on cobble, but the real trouble started that night. I decided to stay awake to farm some mobs for XP, and that's when these things showed up. Who is it? Oh, water dude? 2 of them, actually. They were called Jangus. The first one went down pretty easy, but the second one, not so much. Hello, game, hit him please. My sword, it's not working. Eventually I managed to trap him upstairs, but he wasn't leaving my attic without a fight. By the morning of day 5, the Jangus were finally dead, and I had 6 levels to show for it, which meant it was time to start leveling up. So naturally, I spent the entire day running around the forest like a maniac, killing every animal I could find. At one point, I even hit a 360 on a pig. Don't get juked, Porky. Oh, what is that? Apparently, the pig took that personally, because it summoned a Reaper, and the Reaper won. Luckily, my base wasn't too far away, so I managed to recover most of my stuff. And despite the death, the day was actually a success. By the end of it, I had defense level 5, attack level 2, gathering level 4, and mining level 3, which meant I was finally starting to make progress. Even with those levels, I was still thirsty. Oh, what is that? What does that affect? I have parasites? I guess I got some worms from drinking contaminated water. Luckily, a nymph was nearby to heal me of all my troubles. I had some bandages to heal myself with, but I didn't feel like wasting them on some parasite. After she gave me the herbal healing treatment, I headed back to base to sleep for the night. Day 6 started with me trying to figure out if I can tame a Maka. I don't know what I expect to find in here, but it doesn't seem like I can. I might have not been able to tame one, but at least I could do something peaceful, like the coal killed me. These Geonocs were really annoying, and spawned from breaking coal. Fortunately, they were easy to kill if you had an iron pickaxe and armor, which I didn't have either. After investing all of my XP, I was at mining level 6, still not enough for iron. I was stuck with stone for now, so I made myself a stone greatsword. The rapier was infinitely better, but I already had the sword, so might as well use it. I headed back to base after the massacre and hopped in bed. By day 7, I had a routine. Mine a little, cut trees, fix the house, get some XP. But tonight I decided to push my luck. I stayed up late fighting mobs for experience. Everything was going well until one of these showed up. Oh, get away, you look weird. It was a Raptor. He was fast. Very fast. Luckily, he wasn't very durable. I was able to send him on his way after only a few swings and went to bed shortly after. On the morning of day 8, I jumped outside, ready to collect my experience orbs from the raptor and eager to fight the creepers and zombies just outside the forest. Once I finished up with them, I had gotten my defense to level 8, so I could finally wear my iron armor. Let's go now, nothing can kill. I was crushed by a tree. On my way back to collect my loot, I saw a cave, so I went to explore it. Unfortunately, a demon creature was just outside of the entrance, ready to burn me to a crisp. I killed him with ease. He dropped some fireballs, and they would come in handy soon. I see some more, but I don't think I really want to mess with them. They must be spawning from that lava. That day, another issue began to frequently pop up. What could you possibly be? Oh shoot, it's really fast and really easy to kill? Okay, not bad. These were Krakes, and after today, they began spawning more and more frequently, but they were more of a nuisance than anything. I then spent the rest of the day in the cave that had the demon out front. I had been mining coal all morning for experience and ventured pretty deep into the cave. I somehow hadn't encountered another Geonoc, and instead I was attacked by a spider and a trumpet-wielding skeleton. I was feeling strong. My armor made me basically unkillable to these lowly mobs, and quite frank- oh, there's a facehugger. These little guys are darklings, and oh boy were they annoying. I managed to get all my stuff back after only a few encounters with the little freaks, at which point I was shot many times by the same skeleton. And after finally escaping the largest section of the cave, I was jumped by another new guy, the Lurker, in a tight passage. I mean, there really was no escape. I killed one thing, 2 more spawn. I finally had killed everything in the cave and actually came out with a lot of iron. But another demon creature was waiting for me just outside the cave, because why wouldn't it be? I had no choice but to fend him off so he wouldn't burn down my house. And at that point, I was finally all safe. By day 10, I was completely fed up. Krakes were everywhere, so I decided the only solution was more mining. Iron was the key to progression, more weapons, better armor, and hopefully fewer deaths. While digging deeper, I discovered a strange underground structure with some fire-themed loot, but the real danger came from the coal, because every time I mined it, I risked spawning another Geonoc. Ow, ow, die please. Eventually, I surfaced to farm XP again. That's when I spotted something terrifying in the distance. What in the War of the Worlds is that? Are you guys seeing this? At that, not me. While looking around, I saw a Pterodon, which is some kind of wolf-lion hybrid, and luckily I was able to invest my XP into levels just before it came by and devoured me. I slept into day 11 to get rid of all the other mobs, and knew that there was only one way to beat this Pterodon. But it really didn't matter because he fell into a hole. I'm done with you, I don't even care about your drops. Yeah, bask in that lava. I kind of wanted the XP. So while I was mining later that day, I was attacked by a chupacabra, and honestly, I don't know how I survived. I decided to close off the mine, and I did not plan on going back down there. I still needed resources though, so I decided that exploration would be the safest option. Keep in mind, with all my valuables on me, it obviously wasn't a good idea, and while looting a ruined castle, well, my stupidity caught up to me. I don't really see any dragon. I got killed by a dragon. From where? I sprinted back to my corpse in hopes of salvaging at least my iron from the wreckage, and after successfully collecting it, I died again. Why did I go upstairs? I'm so done. Now it's nighttime. Day 12 came around, and I still needed to get my iron, and it actually worked. I had managed to get all of my iron ingots and pickaxe, but lost some of my armor. When I made it home, I recrafted the missing armor. I ended up spending the rest of the day getting wood and making a new weapon, the stone longsword. This was supposedly better than the rapier, but it shouldn't feel like it. In fact, I got to test it against the blue crake that night. It didn't end up working too well. I killed the crake in the morning of day 13 and decided that it was only proper to explore some more. So I decided to head to the castle that I'd found on day 1. As it turned out, my armor helped to protect me from the colds. It makes sense, but I didn't think it would help as much as it did. When I made it to the castle, I scouted around for an entrance, and I found one beside a small shack. I guess I'll just use this shack as a little temporary base location. Might as well set my spawn point here, just in case. I needed to start looting this place, so I tried the front entrance first, but was immediately overrun by hordes of mobs. I tried digging in, but it was surrounded by a layer of obsidian. I really had no choice but to climb to the top of the castle and hopefully find a chest or two up there, but I didn't. I did find vexes though. I mean, they just do way too much damage. Regardless, this place was very much so a letdown, so I ended up staying the night in that shack. Day 14 started slow, but then I had an idea. I tried dual wielding, and suddenly, I actually felt powerful, so I returned to spawn to get my revenge on the baby zombie that chased me on day 1. The zombie itself wasn't there, but I did find something else. A crypt. Inside were waves of zombies, and something invisible. What are you? Some kind of gravity wizard? After barely escaping, I discovered something incredible. An enchanted bronze saber. It had dropped from the invisible zombie burning in the daylight, and it seemed pretty alright. I saved it for my emergencies. On the final day, I had one goal: find the dragon and slay it. Unfortunately, as everything else, that went completely wrong. I got lost. Eventually, I found a strange shadow biome and a tower dungeon. I wanted to clear it as a final challenge, but the night came too quickly, and I had no bed. So I dug underground and waited out the final night. After 15 days in RLCraft, I learned something. This mod pack is brutal, but somehow it's ridiculously fun. And just to prove that RLCraft wasn't finished with me yet, on day 16, a dragon showed up at my base. Perfect timing.